You know, I think jewelry is something really powerful, and for me, it was about kind of taking these things that had really strong meaning or iconic and kind of creating things that could last forever. I worked a lot of different jobs. I ran a vintage clothing store, I did window displays for a bunch of different retailers, I worked at Barney's for a little while. I did all kinds of things. The jewelry started as kind of a hobby with a friend of mine. She was interested in jewelry and I was interested in jewelry, and we started working together and making pieces together, and she ended up, you know, getting a job that was pretty time consuming and didn't really have the time to do it anymore. And I was sort of hooked, so I started apprenticing with a couple jewelers in the Diamond District, and just learning as much as I could about it, and sort of starting from there. I mean, I think it was a lot more representational in the beginning. It was a lot of symbols, it was a lot of things found in nature, animals, claws, and now the shapes are a lot more abstract. They reference things, but it's not as literal. The size is a lot, it's a lot bigger. There's a lot of other materials incorporated, not just metal. I think it's just evolving to be a little bit more abstract and a little bit more fun, maybe, and just not so morbid. I had taken a trip with my friend Sky. We went to Texas and we drove across the entire state, and we went to these crystal caves that were like a couple miles long underground, and the colors were just amazing and the shapes were so incredible. And you kind of slowly run out of oxygen while you're down there. They tell you have to walk really slow and take breaks, and you almost feel like you're hallucinating a little bit. And so that was a huge inspiration for me, was that actual trip. Lee Bontekoe is one of my favorite artists in the whole world. I think she's amazing. Louise Bourgeois, Louise Nevelson, a lot of sculptors, a lot of female sculptors. Georgia O'Keeffe is always really inspiring to me. Not just her work, but like her style and the way she lived and her philosophies. I think, I grew up in Florida. I grew up surrounded by ocean and surrounded by borders and suburban sprawl. So there's something so magical to me about the opposite, about this like endless desert, that just goes on forever. And the Native American culture and the Mexican culture, and people who are so much more connected to their roots and to their spirituality and to the history of their culture and to the crafts and artwork that go along with that. I don't know if there's an energy there, or if there's something there that is really, real, that's making it feel so different, or if it's just me, But I know a lot of other people feel that way too, so they talk about vortexes, but I don't want to get weird and kooky and say that I believe in that, but I do a little.